The remarkable partnership of Puyallup Nazarene and the Church of the Nazarene in Malawi is an amazing testimony of God's faithfulness. It represents a vision for the future, for a people, for a church, for a nation, and for a world. This partnership began through the friendship of missionaries John and Margaret Scott and pastors Dave Rhodes and Tom Shaw at PNC. The Scotts served at the Nazarene Theological Seminary in Lilongwe, Malawi. This provided the opportunity for PNC to go to Malawi and to teach and to provide salary support for professors and scholarship for students. It was also our first work and witness trip to Malawi, where we provided resources for a sports camp and the construction of an early development center on the campus. PNC also sent entrepreneurs and business leaders. Armed with computers and resources, they went to teach business principles to pastors, church leaders, and students on the campus. It was a contact while they were in Malawi with the Department of Agriculture and the opportunity to partner with a dairy cattle co-op in a village that began an amazing adventure for PNC. God used this strategy for PNC to contact through the government this village co-op. PNC contributed cattle for the co-op, and over a series of years, PNC purchased 14 cows for this government project. In the community, those cows were known as Nazarene cows. And the favor of our generous gifts reached the chief, which led to his giving property to the Church of the Nazarene to build a church building in the Malangisa Valley. PNC stepped up to provide funds to build a pastor's home on that property, a well, and then a large church building. That building at the Goshen Church was completed in 2017. The church at Goshen in the Malangisa area became a center to establish other churches throughout that region. Now there are over 12 churches, Nazarene churches, in that region out of that one church, the Goshen Church. And one of those churches began in the village of Kabadula. PNC again provided resources for this growing church. We purchased the property, we dug a well, and we sent money to construct a small structure that they could use for worship. As the church grew, PNC provided a work and witness team and funds to build a large church building and to reorganize and reconstruct the small structure into a parsonage. This project was completed in 2019. In 2020, PNC and missionary Wellington and Helen Obote used the same strategy to help start a church in the thriving community of Empanella, a community of about 25,000 people. And through PNC, property was purchased, a small building was constructed for worship, and a well was drilled on that property. Most recently, a large church building was recently completed, and it will be dedicated in May of 2022. Funds for evangelism spread throughout the country. We also supported a mission project in the northern part of Malawi in the village of Karonga. Now, after a few years, there are 5 churches that started out of that initial church plant. But PNC is concerned not just about church buildings, but about people. We've sent 8 work and witness teams and teaching teams to Malawi. We've helped to fund evangelism and pastors training. We've provided motorcycles for pastors. We've given funds for musical instruments for churches. And a book is being written about our work in Malawi and the work of Wellington and Helen Obote. And one of the most promising things PNC has done over this period of time is Water for Malawi. Through the generous gifts of PNC, 14 wells have been bored in various villages throughout the country. They are strategically placed on church property so that as the village uses this water, the church becomes the center of their activities. During the COVID years, PNC provided funds for help to pastors who needed food, as well as support for professors on the Nazarene Theological Campus. PNC also sent funds for training and equipping people for beekeeping in the southern part of Malawi. God has blessed us in this relationship and partnership with the Church of the Nazarene in Malawi. The relationship between PNC and Church in Malawi is unprecedented, and our partnership with missionaries Helen and Wellington Obote has been the key to this success. Their vision and strategy has been so significant, and their partnership has been so wonderful as it has led to our work in Malawi. So PNC, thanks. Through your gifts over this decade, we have seen tremendous results. Over $500,000 has been sent through PNC for the ministry and the work in this wonderful country. And the direction and future of the people and the Church of the Nazarene in Malawi has been impacted for eternity. Thank you, PNC, for following the call of God to make a difference in the world.